Oh, let's go. What are we saying? Big ups to Denver. Big ups, mate. Big ups because he's sent a few of you over. I understand that you've probably been slung from Arsenal to here, but welcome in. This is the build-up to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Welcome in. Please do drop me a sub if you are into Formula One. If you're not, I can only apologise. You know, Denver's my mate. He sent you over. You might be a football fan watching this right now, but maybe you're thinking of getting into this. So I'm going to guide you through because I've been watching this since the day I was born. So I will guide you through. And yeah, we're about half an hour away from the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, just under. And we have got Max Verstappen from 15th. So either way, we're in for an exciting race. If Verstappen does end up winning it in the end, he's going to have to do it the hard way, and it'll be exciting anyway. So we're in for an absolute bang of a race. But yeah, guys, like I was saying, big up to Denver for sending a few of yous over. Magnus Game is Sophie Lopez. I don't know if you guys are still here. I know the match finished like half an hour ago, so I know you guys, well, not many of you are going to wait half an hour in it for a sport that you're not bothered about. But for those of you that are still left here, big ups. Yeah, Sophie Lopez was sent over. Jamza was here. I think he's doing the United game. Probably keep tabs on the score of that. Ernesto's in as always. Yes, guys. Brennan, welcome in. How we doing? Dougie's here. Welcome in, Dougie. You ready for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Dougie? I know Dougie, you used to watch F1 a lot, didn't you, back in the day? Maybe it's time to get back into it properly, Dougie. Because Fernando Alonso on the front row. If you haven't worked out, I am fully on the Aston Martin bandwagon this season. I was Mick Schumacher last season. He's on the sidelines. So we've had to swerve it, haven't we? We've had to swerve it. We've had to Aston Martin it this year. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for this. Perez from pole. Alonso from P2. Will Alonso go for the dive bomb? Welcome in as well, Ryan Tune. Yes, 100%. Yeah, Team Squid Game, absolutely. Same shade of green, innit? Squid Game settings. Nah, Squid Game all the way, Dougie. We full said. Mate, I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso leads out of turn 2. I would not be surprised if Alonso has got both front wheels locked up into turn 1 as he sends a dive bomb down the inside of Sergio Perez into turn 1. That right, lad. It's going to be sick. And we've got also Charles Leclerc with the gearbox. Not gearbox. New control electronics. So he will start from P12. He did actually qualify second, did Charles Leclerc. So the Ferrari's looking decent. He's going to have to come from P12 though. I think Sainz only like 5th or 6th. In fact, I've got the grid here. Let me whack that up. Yeah, so Sainz qualified 5th but be promoted. So even though it says there Perez, Leclerc, Alonso, Leclerc's going to be moving down 10 positions. So that's not really the starting grid. Leclerc will move down to 12th, so it makes it, then everyone gets promoted up one. So Alonso will start in the front row, Russell will be 3rd, Sainz will be 4th, Stroll will be 5th, etc. So it works like that, and then Leclerc will... So you've got Leclerc coming from 12th, and the favourite in 15th. So is it going to be like Spa last year where Verstappen started 16th and led by like lap 20? Took the lead by lap 20, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you do with this guy. Is he gonna win anyway? Is it gonna be a little bit different? I feel like it puts Perez in the bin if Verstappen still wins. If Verstappen still wins this, it's not a good look for Perez. Perez starting from pole should, really should be able to beat the Aston Martin, really. I mean, Alonso might have a wild first lap. Alonso might lead a couple of laps, but when it really gets underway and we're 10 laps in, 20 laps in, you'd think the Red Bull's got to be quicker. So if it's a case where Perez is still beaten by Verstappen today, it's not a good look, man. Perez has got to win, really. If Perez doesn't win, it's a bit peak, really, for the Mexican, because his chances of winning a championship, he's got to capitalise on moments like this, because these don't come round. You know, I was saying there's more chance of Verstappen winning every single race of the season than there is of someone else winning the championship. Like, so an opportunity like today isn't going to come round very often. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year, if that. So Perez has to win. If he's got any slight, even a 1% hope that he can beat Verstappen and win the championship, he's got to win today. So pressure's on Perez as far as I'm concerned. Martin Brundle interviewing Will Smith on the grid. He's looking well, Will Smith. Not sure about the shirt, but he's looking well. Alonso will be the ones dipping out the slaps today. It'll be Alonso on a slapping driller today when he dips down the inside of Sergio Perez into turn 1, mate. Oh, I can't wait. If Alonso leads coming out of turn 2 and then just starts blocking Perez, I will be buzzing. But yeah, Martin on the grid. Actually, let's have a listen to what Martin's on about. We'll have a listen in. But yeah, that's pretty much the grid. Not exactly. The Aston does look good. Does look good as well, man. It looks better because it's quick, but it's still a nice looking car, that Aston. Stroll will start 5th, which is decent, you know. Both Aston Martins in the top 5. Cheers, DDM. Cheers, mate. Yeah, we're a small team at the moment. I started doing this a year ago, the beginning of last season. We've not taken off yet. We've got a couple watching. We're not taking off anywhere yet, but small steps, innit? Baby steps. So yeah, welcome in. We see where we get by the end of this season. See if we get a few more on board. See if 2 or 3 more people find me along the way. And yeah, I hope it's a good season as well. That'll help the channel, won't it? If we have a championship battle, that'll help. The same driver winning 16 out of 23 races probably didn't help my cause. You know, predictability ain't a good thing, is it? So yeah, I'm back this front row. I back this race to throw up something good, because even if Max, like I was saying yesterday in the qualifying stream, even if Max does win this, it's been a good race, because he's got to overtake 14 cars. So even if it is the most boring result of Max winning again, it's still been good. So it's a win. It's a win-win. And anyone else winning, if Sergio wins, he'll go into Australia in a couple of weeks with the championship lead. Or at worst, joint top. At worst. He'd be joint top going into Australia, you know, if Sergio wins it. So, massive opportunity for Perez. If Alonso wins, it's tops round the head, you know what I mean? If Alonso pulls off the dub, it'll be madness settings. I think that might be quite a stretch. George has done well as well. Shout out to George Russell in P3 on the grid after the Leclerc penalty, of course. Yeah, Mercedes pretty much admitted that they've got it wrong again this season. They've pretty much written off this season. And yeah, they were saying the other day actually on Sky that Mercedes could turn up to the British Grand Prix, which is mid-season, that's like round 10 of 20. They could turn up to the British Grand Prix with an entirely new car. And I think they will. I think at some point in the first half of this season, they'll rock up to a race and it'll be Mercedes W14B. It'll be a B-spec car at some point. This concept is done. This is it. No side pod, jelly mold side pod. The whole aero concept that they've had for the last 15 months, it's in the bin. It's in the bin. It is no more. I think they were stubborn. to try it again this season, to go, no, we're going down our own path. We've chosen this zero side pod aerodynamic solution. We're sticking with it. We're Mercedes. We're 7-time champions. Nah, they should have binned it. They should have binned it in the first half of last season. But I don't know whether it's like a bit of arrogance, a bit of like too much belief in something that's doomed to fail. But they stuck with the concept. Mistake. Yeah, Oscar Piastri there. Get a quick interview on the grid. He will be in the top 10. Another good job. A good job there. Russell from third on the grid. Can you imagine he gets a rocket start? Leads into turn 1. George Russell. Whew. You never know. You never know. But yeah, I think Perez has got to win this. And then the interest will be how far can Verstappen come through the pack. I reckon Verstappen has still got on the podium. If I was to predict it now, I think I'd go Red Bull 1-2, but Perez winning it. I think I'd go Perez, Verstappen, Alonso. I think Verstappen will come through from 15th to 2nd. I think if Verstappen beats Perez today, it's a massive psychological blow for Perez. Perez will just be... Perez has to win today. You can't start on pole position and your teammate in 15th and still be beaten by him. There's no hope. There's no... Like, if Perez is beaten today, what hope has he got in a normal weekend? He's no hope. So Perez has to win. I'll reckon Verstappen will recover it to 2nd. Alonso might get another podium. So it might be the same podium as last week, but just the Red Bulls switched over. But it depends, you know. Maybe Max won't cruise through. How high up will Leclerc get? Here we go for the Saudi Arabian national anthem then. Oh my God. I mean, I'm going to be honest right now. I've heard better national anthems. I'm going to be straight down the line and tell you. I've heard better national anthems than this. Is tragic. This is painful. This national anthem, that was painful. I don't know if it was the band rendition of it, but that was horrific. Here we go. Yes, SHT, welcome to the stream, mate. You're just in time, aren't you? Well, 15 minutes. 15 minutes to go. Are you backing the Alonso win today or what, mate? What are you saying? Oh, look at this. If we get a start like this, they're showing the 2021 restart. This was Verstappen at his best. The back end of 2021, just full aggression, not giving a damn, mate. I loved it. That was peak F1, that. The second half of the 2021 season is probably the best I've seen in 17 years. The second half, because that was when Max knew that he had a chance to win the championship and just went full send every week on Lewis. Just went full, shoving him out of the way. Oh, it was drama every week. It was brilliant. Won't get ahead of myself, but we'll see. Yeah, Alonso podium would be good enough, wouldn't it? Yeah, Alonso to get his 100th career podium, yeah. Big milestone. I reckon there's a good chance of that. Just big points, yeah. I reckon, I was saying a minute ago, SHT, I reckon Alonso leads into turn 1. I reckon Alonso leads coming out of turn 2. I do. How long he'll keep the lead for? Until DRS is activated, probably. But Alonso might get a bit of early glory. He might get to lead 3 laps or something like that. I reckon. I reckon he'll lead 2 or 3 laps, and then Perez will get DRS, GG's, and he'll disappear off into the Bahrain night, into the Saudi Arabian night. And then it'll be about, probably be about how far Verstappen can come through the pack. The thing is, Verstappen could end up catching up to Leclerc. Leclerc's 12th, Verstappen 15th. Verstappen could catch Leclerc, and that could be a bit of a stopper. A stopper in the bottle, and that could stop him. Or then they'll have to maybe progress as a pair. Look at the drone light show there. Fantastic. That drone light shows are going to replace fireworks, aren't they? If they've not already, they are doing. Drone light shows are replacing fireworks. If you're the CEO of a fireworks company, you're up in smoke, mate. You're looking at these drone light shows and going, our whole business model is done. Yeah, these drone light shows are phenomenal. Yeah, this is what they're saying now. So Verstappen might pass 2 or 3 cars easy. Then he's going to be at the back of... Well, Leclerc might make up a few plays. But at some point, it'll probably be Verstappen behind Leclerc in like 7th and 8th or something like that. At some point, that is a likely scenario that Verstappen comes up on the back of Leclerc. That ain't going to be an easy pass, is it? Or will it be? Hamilton winning 100%. Have you seen a race for the last 18 months? I mean, listen, if Lewis wins this race in a midfield Mercedes from P7 on the grid, it'll probably be one of the greatest races of all time. So I back the Hamilton win and I back your confidence. But I feel like you might have missed the last couple of seasons. Because Lewis ain't got the car to win this race. So if he does, it's either a miracle settings or the greatest race of all time. Or the top 6 crash out. Then Lewis might win. I think Lewis will just be trying to get points, mate. I think Lewis is already focusing on 2024, to be honest. He's the most downbeat I've ever heard him in interviews, Lewis. You know, I've seen every single race that Lewis Hamilton has competed in. I remember back end of 2011, he wasn't happy. But I've never seen him more downbeat than he is now. Never. He's just like... The body language, the interview answers, like one word, like, do you think you can compete today in the race? No, not really. Like Lewis's attitude at the moment is literally like, do you think you can compete with the Red Bull? Nah. Do you think you'll catch them up before the end of the season? Not really. Car's awful. Not connected to the car. It's like, mate, like, he's just, where's Lewis's fire, man? Where's his fire gone? Maybe we'll see it today in Saudi Arabia. Lewis needs to get his fire back. Hello from me, Jamza in the JA. Yeah, Kim. Hello, Kim. Oh, we're nearly there now. We're getting there now. We're 9 minutes away from the start now. Oh. But yeah, I want to see Lewis get reinvigorated. Because he seems a bit demotivated at the moment, does Lewis Hamilton. Also, he's probably not great for him to look across the garage and see George doing as well as he is doing. George has landed at Mercedes and swam with it and has really run with it and he's probably done a lot better than what Lewis would have thought, you know, so time waits for no man. All right, Lewis' head is not there. What do you mean? Oh yeah, like mentally he's not there. I was like, I've not got a picture of Lewis headless, have I, on the stream? No, yeah, like mentally. By the way, anything could happen here because most likely we'll get dramas. I know. Too much Red Bull, wings are burnt out. Yeah, you shouted that one, Kim. He's had too much Red Bull. He's had too much of following Red Bulls round. Yeah. No, don't worry, Kim. Oh, mate. I'll be in full caps. Once this race starts, RIP headphone users, because this stream is in full caps once the race gets underway. Trust me. Especially if Alonso sends a dive bomb and locks up the front wheel into turn one, mate. Oh, the Alonso dive bomb. The Alonso dive bomb. He didn't do it in Canada, did he, last year? I remember when Alonso... Last time Alonso was on the front row, Canada, I was like, please dive bomb it. He didn't. He was on a cautious one. I can't remember whether it was damp or something. But he dropped back. He dropped back last week as well. Now, I want to see that aggressive Alonso. To peak 2010 Alonso. That's what I want to see today. Peak 2012 Alonso is what I want today. Full send. Also, I have got a GPS thing here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I can just switch it off like that. So it ain't a big drama. It's a bit of a test to see if it works, if it makes the stream too laggy that it's not worth having on the stream. But when the race gets underway, these live timings should update as well. They're not from F1.com anymore. I don't trust F1.com anymore. That was so temperamental during the race a couple of weeks ago. Like, the live timings worked for probably a quarter of the time. Like, it was terrible. So we've gone a different route. Hopefully, and I feel like this stands out better as well. I feel like this is clearer as well. Obviously, the laps is how many qualifying laps they did, so that's not relevant at the moment. But obviously, that should reset in a few minutes. And yeah, we're just seeing a montage of the previous two Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and it's been epic. There's been a lot of incidents. There's been a lot of drama. A lot of safety cars, red flags, yellow flags, more drama, more crashes, and more controversy. So I'd like a slice of that today, please. Now we're away. Now we're on. Bom, bom, bom. Bom, bom, bom. Bom, bom, bom. Let's go! Race day, baby! Let's go! Welcome along, everyone. Exactly, Crofty. Oh, we are in full caps now, Kim, and I'm not apologising for it. We're in full caps. Let's go. Oh, they've like split the season up into like different continents. Why, bro? Oh, let's go. Who's ready? Saudi, round 2. Verstappen from 15th, Leclerc from 12th, Alonso on the front row. I'll have a piece of that. I'll have a slice of that cake today, me. Definite. Not long, no. Yes, Sharon. Welcome in. Buzzing. Dun, 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 dun. Is that reset now? Oh, there you go. Hopefully I don't have to actually... Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. C4, C3 and C2 tyres, okay. We're almost set. We're almost set for the race. Oh, Sharon is gaving it on a different account. Right, here's the qualifying lineup. There's the grid lineup then. Sargent P20. Lando Norris in the McLaren P19. He crashed in Q1. De Vries, 18th. Alexander Albon, 17th. Yuki Tsunoda, 16th. Maximilian Verstappen, P15 on the grid. Valtteri Bottas, P14. Kevin Magnussen, P13. Charles Percival Leclerc, P12. Zhou Guanyu, P11. Nico Hulkenbach, P10. Pierre Gasly, P9. Oscar Piastri, P8. Lewis Hamilton, P7. Esteban Ocon, P6. Lance Stroll, P5. Carlos Sainz Jr., P4. George Russell, P3. Fernando Alonso, P2. Sergio Perez from pole position. Got to win today. As Perez. But I hope Alonso wins. If Alonso wins the race. If Alonso wins the race and has a championship lead, fly into Australia. Imagine the smile on his face. He's 39,000 feet in the air flying to Australia and he leads the championship. Imagine. That would be scenes. Alonso on the front row. He's got clear track. He ain't looking at nobody's gearbox. He can just see. Yeah, he's got Checo there. He's got Checo at 10 o'clock. He's got Checo there. But he's got clear road ahead. Do you know how mentally, how psychologically significant that is? I reckon it's very significant. He's got a clear look at turn one. He's not thinking, oh, I've got a car there. Oh, P12. Oh, I've got a car. No, you got a clear run. Full send. Last of the late breakers. Let's go, Jamza. Oh, mate. Formation lap. All the way. Raid is in. The raid is on, Kim. The raid is on. Watching from Mississippi. Was put onto your stream by a fellow Mississippian, Salty Dog. Yes, and recognise that name. He has been in quite a lot last season. So big up Salty Dog for the recommendation. Man's getting recommended out here. We're moving. We're getting the channel moving, aren't we? Yeah, Rhino. Welcome in, mate. No, I appreciate you, bro. Honestly, on a real. We're a tiny, insignificant dot, but maybe by the end of this season we'll be a splodge. Maybe a puddle one day, a pond, then a reservoir, then the ocean. No, mate, I appreciate you. Right, everyone's on mediums apart from Lewis is on the hards. Leclerc from 12th is on the soft, so he's going to try and make up positions on the rapid one right at the beginning. They're at like full racing speed on this formation lap. So Norris and Leclerc on the softs. Hamilton on the hards. Everybody else on the medium. That is the starting tyres of everybody. Fastest pit stop, 2.22 seconds. I remember Red Bull doing pit stops in 1.9 and it was deemed too quick. like on health and safety grounds, it was deemed too quick. And now I don't think you're allowed to do a pit stop quicker than 2 seconds. On like health and safety, like, yo, whoa, slow it down a little bit. You're just getting ridiculous. Yeah, 1.9 seconds. I think that was a world record. And they went, yo, you better chill. You're putting 3 wheels on it and sending it out in a minute. Oh, Russell from 3rd. What can he do? Evan's going to do the vroom vroom thing. Yeah. Everyone's about to go vroom vroom, mate. We sound like we're 7 years old, don't we? Welcome to the vroom vroom. With me. Some delirious fan. Oh, mate. Here we go, the lads. Oh, mate. Alonso's got to go full send. Don't let me down, Fernando. Full send. Bollocks to it. Everything. Just full send. Please. Please, Fernando. Please, please, please. Leave caution to the wind. You only live once. Caution to the wind, Fernando. It's a long season, but we don't care. We want raw racing wheel to wheel. Oh. I hope someone doesn't throw a Theo Porcher into turn 1. In other words, massive shun. What's your prediction? Perez has got to win, man. But I'd love Alonso to win. But Perez has got to win. That's my prediction. Perez has to win. Max on the podium. Probably my prediction. Max to recover it to a podium, but Perez has got to win. Oh, here we go. PPX, no chance, mate. He's a legend, Jamser. Absolute legend. And Denver, both of them legends. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go on, Alonso. You better fucking send it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Perez is trying to cover him up. Alonso's got the lead, mate. Alonso's in the lead. Alonso leads. Alonso leads into turn 1. Let's go. Alonso leads the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Get in! Let's go! We've got a race on! Let's have it! This is what we want! This is what the sport's needed for 2.5 years! Alonso leads into turn 1, you beast! You beast! Absolute monster of a driver! I don't care if it only lasts 2 laps. He's a monster! Look at Stroll! Look at Stroll. Look at Stroll going round the outside of Stroll. Best sport in the world. Don't care what anyone says. Oh, mate. I have needed this. I have needed an underdog for years, mate. Aston Martin are at the party. Aston Martin have arrived. Have that, Perez. Have that, Red Bull. Stick that up, yeah, fuck it. Stick that where the sun doesn't shine. Alonso leads. He ain't going to last long. He ain't going to last long, is he? Oh, mate. That's epic, man. I'm buzzing that he's led a lap. Absolutely buzzing. If you can't tell. Oh, look at his side by side. Perez is already attacking. Oh, mate. I am going to be... Oh, I don't think I'll survive this stream. I don't think I'll survive this stream, Jamser. Here we go, mate. I am going to survive if Alonso and Perez are fighting for the lead. Verstappen 13th. I've not even done a rundown. Alonso, Perez, Russell, Stroll up to 4th. Stroll went round the outside of Sainz, mate. Oh my God. Ocon 6th, Hamilton 7th, Gasly 8th, Leclerc 9th, Zhou Guanyu P10. Then the 2 Haas, then Verstappen 13th. Oh my God. Why? Incorrect. You moose. Incorrect. Oh, this is a rookie. Why are you making rookie errors, man? Alonso with the penalty. Incorrect. Starting position. Oh, it's not updating, is it not? Oh, yeah. Cheers. It's updating now. Oh, I've probably got to have it. I've probably got to have it like that. In which case, we might be in the bin. Yeah, we might be in the bin on the live timings. But Alonso still leads. I'll try and rig it up. Oh, mate. Oh, I always have technical issues with like the live timing and that. It's never easy, bro. It's never easy. What the hell? McLaren. Yeah, I know, Jordan, but that's just because I've got to have it. I've got to have it. I can't do it, basically. It's a nice idea, but it doesn't work. Because that is not live. That's just like virtually a screenshot. It's not live. Because I've got to have the window active. If that internet window's not active, it won't update. And they try and do web browser capture, it doesn't work. I've tried the web browser capture, it doesn't work. You've got to do window capture, but then it doesn't work unless it's full. And in that case, then I have to minimize it to then bring it down. If I minimize it, it's gone. So we can't do it. Oh, Perez is going down the inside. Oh, Perez gets the lead. Oh, but he's locked up. Alonso might get the switch back. Go on then, Fernando, fight him back. Anyway, sod the technical issues. Let me get this off the screen. Oh, mate. It's too far left. Oh, that's all right. Come on, surely. They're showing a replay of why. Wow, Perez tried to cover him off at the start, but couldn't do it. Too far left. Why is that an advantage, man? Mate, McLaren are the worst team on the grid. McLaren are the worst team on the grid. Just, even though, and I don't mean that in terms of pace, I just mean that in terms of, it's a mess. The whole operation is a mess. They need a full reboot, mate. McLaren need a full off and on again reboot. Because whether it's the driver putting it in the wall, whether it's reliability, whether it's the car falling to bits, whether it's just a mess. Right, let me try and rig up the live time as well. We've got a bit of a lull. Right, we'll bin that. Yeah, sorry if I go quiet a minute. I'm just trying to. I'll try and rig up at least the positions, innit? I'll try and rig up the positions. Let's see if we can do it. What is this? Whoa, and some numbers. Here we go. I tell you what, we'll get there, dear lads. Right. Now, and then just wham that up. Right, that'll do. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's live. Right, we've rigged it. We've rigged it. Sorry about that. That wasn't the most entertaining couple of minutes, but I had to just rig that up. I tell you what, yeah, this is a hell of a race. I need to recalibrate my brain because I was so hype about the Alonso taking the lead at the beginning. I've not even looked at anything else what's happening. I knew Perez would get it back, innit? But Alonso's still in DRS. Alonso's 7 tenths behind Perez for the lead. And then you've got a three-way fight for third between Russell, Stroll and Sainz. Absolutely nose to tail. Then there's a bit of a gap to Ocon and Hamilton. Ocon, Hamilton and Gasly. Replay on board with and Verstappen makes a mistake then. So where is Verstappen? Yes, Russell for you. Russell is third. Has Russell passed? Oh no, Russell was always ahead of Stroll. Yeah, Russell's third, Neil. Cheers for dropping by the way, Neil. I know that Jensen Button cost your council a lot of money. You don't need to tell me again, Neil. £35,000 for driving round in Froome. Same story. You don't need to tell me about your Jensen Button story this time, Neil. Don't worry. Both Aston Martins in the top four, mate. So Verstappen up to 11th. Verstappen from 15th to 11th. Leclerc has only gone from 12th to 9th. Has cut to the lead again. Alonso's keeping up with Perez, mate. Alonso's keeping up with Perez. What, Neil? What's up? Whoa, Leclerc. Leclerc versus Gasly. And Leclerc takes P8. Leclerc passes Gasly in turn 1 and Hamilton is next up the road for him. Hamilton P7, stayed 7th from the start. It didn't enter your head. That's a first, Neil. Oh, Leclerc will soon be past Hamilton here. Leclerc will soon do Hamilton with the pace. The Ferrari compared to Mercedes is next level. I'm looking at the gap between Perez and Alonso as well, and it is opening up. It's nearly a second, 3/4 of a second between Perez and Alonso. Yeah, still top of the league. Put football on pause for a bit whilst this is on, Neil. This is about motor racing, my good mate. He's still within DRS ranges, Alonso. Come on. And now we look at Charles Leclerc closing up on the back of Hamilton for P7 then. Hamilton, of course, on the hard tyres, so you've got to expect that Leclerc's going to be a lot quicker at this stage of the race anyway. Why did Ferrari pit soft for Leclerc? To make up as many positions as possible in the first stint, I guess. Here comes Verstappen on Zhou Guanyu then for P10. So Verstappen now in the points from 15th to 10th in the by lap 8. So Max is on the move. And Leclerc's on the move. But yeah, the reason why they would have started him on the softs is so that Charles could make up as many places as possible in the first dozen laps or so. That's the strategy there. Yeah, nothing too elaborate. They probably would have hoped that Leclerc could be higher than 8th by now, actually. They probably would have been hoping Leclerc can get in the top 5, top 6 before they've got to pit him. But if the tyres start going off and he doesn't get past Hamilton... it's looking pretty peak for Ferrari, especially with Sainz being passed around the outside by Stroll as well. Sainz has lost a place. Leclerc's only made up 3 positions. Alonso being told plan A. Plan A would be what? One stop strategy. 7th. Alonso's doing so well to hang on to Perez. Alonso's got eyes on the victory. I would have done mediums. Yeah, maybe mediums. But everyone else is on mediums. Whoa, Leclerc tries it in the final corner against Hamilton, but he's going to have to line him up into turn one. I think Leclerc's going to do Lewis here into turn one. Lewis already goes defensive halfway down the straight. Is Charles going to dive it? Is Charles going to dive? Leclerc dives down the inside of Hamilton into turn one. And Leclerc takes the position. Leclerc up to P7 then. Hamilton down to 8th. Lewis will not be a happy boy after this race, after this weekend. He'll be on a 2-week holiday before Australia. Bet. It would change one thing. What I'd have him do, Neil, and I've said this for about 15 years, I'd have them all qualifying exactly the same car. That's what I'd do. Not the race. The race as it is now, I'd leave the race untouched. So, you know, Hamilton drives for Mercedes, Leclerc drives for Ferrari, you know, Verstappen drives for... The race is unchanged. What I'd do for qualifying is have them all in exactly the same car, painted different colours so you know who's who. It's exactly the same car 20 times for qualifying only. That way, the fastest driver on the Saturday starts on pole position, regardless of what car they drive on the Sunday. So, you get a mixed up grid every single week. Because there's a famous line in Formula One and it says this. There's a famous quote and it says, "We line the cars up fastest to slowest and expect there to be lots of overtaking." It's fundamentally flawed. We line them up fastest to slowest and expect there to be lots of overtaking. That is a fundamentally flawed system. I would have them all in the same car on Saturday. Only Saturday. So that the fastest driver on that day gets to start at the front. No matter what the driver. He could be driving the Williams. He could be driving the worst car. But he'll still get to line up on pole position on the Sunday. He'll probably end up finishing 16th. But he'll get his glory. He will get his due reward. And that is what I would change, Neil. You didn't expect that kind of a thorough answer, did you? High stall, yeah. You'll be caught by the poisonous fog, PPX. The poisonous fog's got you in Saudi Arabia, lad. But whenever I suggest that to anyone, Neil, they always go, "Oh, nah, same car. That's F2. That's F2." No. Just for qualifying. That is the thing that I have to underline. The same car, just for qualifying. That would make the sport so good that you couldn't even call it Formula One anymore. It'd have to be an entirely different category because it'd be that entertaining. It'd revolutionise the sport that much that it'd have to be under a different brand. They couldn't, it'd change everything that much that they couldn't then still call it Formula One. They have to be called Formula Super. Oh, well, that's a Japanese version, but you'd have to call it Formula Zero, mate. You couldn't. It'd be that good. It'd be an entirely new category. Qualifying the same car and race as it is now. That would change everything. You'd have a completely jumbled up grid every single week. Every single week would be a jumbled up grid. But then the counter argument, really, if someone had a decent counter argument, not only the logistics of it, but then there's too much emphasis on qualifying. Then you could say too much emphasis on qualifying. Then the guys that aren't good in qualifying would get dropped if you had that system, and they would. They would. If you're not very good at quality, you'd get dropped in that system. So. Verstappen coming up on the back of Hamilton for P8 then. Where they just did that on sprint race weekends. Yeah, man. It'll never happen. It'll never happen because the logistics of having another 20 cars there, it's never going to happen. It's just like a dream scenario. Oh, here we go then. Verstappen down the inside of Hamilton. Oh, but he's done that DRS chicken. They're still playing DRS chicken into the final corner. Max is preferring to get the DRS down the main straight and make it an easier move down into turn one. Here comes Verstappen on Hamilton then, and sails by. Verstappen up to P8 then. So it's Perez now leads Alonso by 2.8 seconds. Alonso couldn't keep following him at that pace. Russell still third. Stroll fourth. Sainz fifth. Ocon sixth. Leclerc seventh. Verstappen eighth. Hamilton ninth. Gasly P10. Needs a safety car. Yeah. Good thing for Alonso is Russell is holding everyone up behind. Oh, no way. All right, no worries, Neil. Yeah, take care, bro. Love to your family, bro. Alonso pulling... Yeah, so Alonso pulling away from Russell. Mate, I'm still buzzing that Alonso led into turn one, mate. When I watch that back, I'd be like, what the hell did I do there? That's what it's about, though. Leclerc versus Ocon then. Oh, Leclerc sailed. The DRS is too powerful. The DRS is too powerful down the start finish straight. The DRS is too powerful. Yeah, the pit straight DRS is too powerful, man. Definite. Oh, Sainz is catching up the back of Stroll as well. That's a P4. We're on lap 13 out of 50. Well, Alonso saying the tyres feel good. The Perez's lead at the front is 3.8 seconds. Verstappen's what? 10, 13, 17, about 19 seconds off the lead. Verstappen's about 19 seconds off the lead in P8. With all the potential Norris has shown, is Piastri just that good to be outperforming even when they're both sat in those awful cars? Look at McLaren 18 for 20. I think it's too early to judge Piastri. I don't think he's had a clear run at it yet. Were both McLarens in the pits at the end of the first lap? I was so busy shouting about Alonso that I didn't even clock what had happened to McLaren, but I know that it's just like, it's a bit of a mess. Here comes Verstappen then on Ocon. Sails past. The DRS is just too powerful on that main straight as Stroll's in. Stroll's in. Yeah, Stroll Potter. Stroll Potter. Yeah, he's pitted. So Stroll has come out in P11 then, just in front of Alexander Albon. Williams, 12th and 14th. That's not bad. Haas down in 15th and 17th. But a lot of them have pitted from 14th down. A lot of them have made a pit stop onto the hard tyres already. So people reckon they can do like 37 laps on the hard tyres then. That's the general vibe. They reckon they can do, like 36, 37 laps on the hard tyre, which is a bit of an ask, I would have thought. On board with Max Verstappen, P6 now, having a couple of drivers ahead of him taking pit stops. So Verstappen up to P6 at the moment. It is Perez, Alonso, Russell, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Ocon, Hamilton, Gasly, Tsunoda, top 10. But we are in the middle of a pit stop phase, so that's not really realistic. We need more of a Malfoy, green, rich, blonde. Yeah. Yes, Magnus Gamer, mate. I'm good. I'm buzzing, mate. The F1's on. You know what I mean? Enough said. No, buzzing, mate. How are you? How are you doing, mate? Gasly pits then from P9. I'm still replaying it over in my mind. Fernando Alonso leading into turn one. I'm still replaying that in my head. If someone had told me last November when Verstappen was winning every single race, if someone had told me last November, don't worry, Rob, don't worry, because when they get to Saudi Arabia in 2023, Alonso's going to lead into turn one, I would have died. I did die, nearly. I did nearly die. Oh my God. If someone had told me Alonso will lead into turn one at Saudi Arabia, if someone had told me that last year, I would have said I've got more chance of being on Elon Musk's spaceship to Mars than that happening. Oh, the phone's going. It's Elon, I'm going. I'm on the next rocket, mate. I am on the next rocket because it's happened, bro. And that's enough for me. It doesn't matter that he only led for 3 laps. He led. And that is ridiculous. You know how ridiculous that is? In an era of utter Red Bull dominance, for Alonso to lead a lap in an Aston is nuts. You'd have got 1,000,000 to 1 on that last November. Telling you now. 1,000,000 to 1. And change. Anyway, so Sainz has done the overcut on Stroll and it's worked. So Sainz ahead of Stroll then. Who don't want to win? The bloke that's number 14 and who's on the wall here. Alonso. You need to clip that first few yeah. I'm going to watch that back later and be like, bro, you need to chill. Are you going to kill yourself? The thing is, it's not every week Alonso leads into turn one, though, is it? I've been waiting for that for about 11, 12 years. That's why. Oh, look, he's not even wanting to do the move. Wow. The DRS chicken is just mad, bro. They go for the move and they don't have to. That's not right, that. He intentionally didn't make the overtake into the hairpin. That's not a sentence that should be ever said in Formula One. You can't. This DRS scenario needs binning off. They need to put the DRS detection in the run-up to the final corner. They need to, before the braking zone into the final corner, they need the DRS line. And then you could still then dive down the inside into the final corner, get DRS, but the guy behind you'll have slipstream. Then be competitive. That's the way to do it. They've mucked it up. Oh, I forgot about the Alonso penalty. No, mate. When Alonso comes in for his pit stop, they're going to have to hold him in the pit box for 5 seconds. Dead. I'd forgotten about that as well. Stroll's out. Stroll's out. Stroll's out of the race. Oh, no. What's happened with Stroll? Stroll's out of the race. What's he done? Is it a mechanical failure? Engine gone as safety car. Safety car. I cannot believe it. Me neither, Ryan. Me neither, Ryan. So Stroll's out of the race. Safety car deployed. Lap 18 out of 50. They're putting the... Oh, is it front brakes? Is it a front brake failure? Oh, they're covering that. They're caping that car in fire extinguisher. Sonoda, Albon, De Vries in the pits. What? AlphaTauri double stacking. Good deal there. That's confident, isn't it? AlphaTauri double stacking in the pits. So get in. Lap 18 out of 50. Safety car. Stroll is out. Verstappen up to 4th. This is fixed. This game's rigged. Box. Say the Mercedes mechanics for George Russell. Oh no. Okay, so Perez is coming in. This is going to mix it up. This is going to mix it up. This. Max is laughing, not pitted yet, so free pit. Yeah. Yeah. It's worked out an absolute dream for Verstappen, this. So Perez pits from the lead. Alonso pits as well. Oh, he's got this 5-second penalty. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. Come on. Okay. Alonso stays P2. He served the penalty. Yeah. He served the penalty and retains P2, I think, Alonso. So that's good. Lap 19. Safety car. Perez, Alonso, Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton. Oh no, that's going to be... Sainz and Leclerc are going to be ahead of Hamilton, I think. Sargent P8. Logan Sargent. Let's go. Fernando back on track. Lance the Saviour. Wow. Lance the Saviour. Jeez. Oh, mate. Oh, my good mate. What is going on? Yep, Alonso served the penalty, so that's that out of the way, thank God. Hamilton splits the Ferraris now. Oh, here we go then. So we're seeing what the problem was with Lance Stroll. He's going over the curbs, okay. Oh, and smoke. Yeah, there was a puff of smoke. There was a puff of smoke from the back of the car. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. No, that didn't need a safety car. Martin's spot on. That didn't need a safety car. Correct. That didn't need a safety car. Absolutely right. No wonder he got overcut by Leclerc as well. Yeah. So, behind the safety car, it is Perez, Alonso, Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Ocon, Gasly, top 10. Then we've got Magnussen, Albon, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Sargent, Piastri, Zhou, Norris, Bottas, and Stroll is out of the race. So 19 runners. Alonso served his penalty and still keeps his P2. And now we're all concertined up behind safety car. And Verstappen up from 15th to 4th. And we're not even halfway through the race yet. That is ominous. That is ominous. Can Alonso take the lead again? You're trying to kill me off, SHT. Because that'll be the final blow, mate. If Alonso retakes the lead. Let's go. Patrice ever in the Ferrari garage with his glasses lifted up like that. Oh, mate. Jump on board with your favourite drivers. Shall I go on board, Fernando Alonso? Press the red button. I wish I could show footage on here. Wouldn't it be sick having, like, on board? Like, Even if it was just like an onboard camera with Alonso for the entire race, like in the corner here or something. Wouldn't that be sick? Again, that'd be instant channel delete, wouldn't it? But that'd be sick if I could do that. Like just an onboard camera, you know what I mean? It's not the world feed, don't worry guys, it's an onboard camera. I'd love to do that. Yeah, Williams are decent, mate. 12th and 15th they are at the minute. I wouldn't rule out Albon sneaking a point. I think he sneaked a point in Bahrain, didn't he, Albon? I think he got a P10. Williams aren't even bad. McLaren are worse than Williams, mate. McLaren are... Tsunoda's 8th. How is Tsunoda 8th? I'm trying to think what's the worst car out there. Like, what is the worst car on the 2023 grid? The Alfa Romeo? The Alfa Tauri? The Williams? The McLaren? Are we getting ready to race? Yeah, we're getting ready to race. Green flag's out. We're waiting on Perez to gun it. There we go. Perez has gone. The race is back underway. I tell you what, Russell's all over the back of Alonso here. Russell might go for P2 on Alonso. Alonso's got to defend the side-by-side. Now Alonso keeps the position. So it's Perez, Alonso, Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc. And Tsunoda is ahead of both Alpines. And then it's Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Albon, Sargent. Lap 21 of 50, we're back underway. It's Perez, Alonso, Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Ocon, Gasly, top 10. Max to win. He probably will win it from here now. He probably will. He probably will, Anto, from here. Oh yeah, Lewis on the mediums, everyone else in the top 13 on the hards. Yeah, Russell's got to defend from Verstappen here. It could be a tall order, this. Oh, I feel like Max is going to do George into going down this start-finish straight here because the DRS is so powerful. It's too easy, the DRS. It's too easy, the DRS pass. Oh, they've not got DRS yet, have they? They've not got DRS yet because look at Hamilton and Sainz side by side for fifth. I was like, fifth, sixth. Whoa, Lewis on the medium tyres has done Sainz. Go on then, Lewis. Lewis on the mediums, making it work. Let's go. Yeah, come on, Lewis. There was a joke saying Max be P1 at lap 25. Yeah. Let's call it lap 30, Anto, and you might be on for it, lad. Max is still not past George. Perez is soon open that lead at the front. Perez and Alonso separated by 2.8 seconds. Then comes George Russell third. With Max Verstappen all over the back of him now as they come down the start-finish straight. It's Verstappen eyeing up George Russell for a place on the podium. Lap 23 out of 50. We head to turn 1 and we're going to get DRS next lap. I feel like with DRS this could be easy. Oh, Fulham 1-0 up. No way. Oh, well. There's some debris out on circuit there before turn 13. Alonso with the compliments on the team radio. It's been years since we've heard Alonso in a good mood on team radio. DRS enabled. Oh mate, this is gonna start getting a bit difficult for Russell to defend this now. It's gonna start getting a bit peak, to be fair. It's gonna be very difficult for Russell to defend this. Oh, Verstappen's just gonna sail past. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. That was like LMP1 passing a GT car in Le Mans. That was ridiculous amount of... That Red Bull is in a class of its own. And Max is now already catching up the back of Fernando Alonso. Wow, mate. Wow. Yeah, Max is looking, mate. If Verstappen beats Perez today, like I was saying before the race started, if Verstappen beats Perez today, mate, GG Sergio Perez, it's game over, bro. Never winning the championship. If your teammate lines up 14 places behind you and still beats you, psychological destruction. That one right there was a violation. Emotional damage. And it genuinely is emotional damage if Verstappen still beats Perez today. Genuine emotional damage. We're halfway through the race and Verstappen's going for second, mate. We're halfway through and Verstappen's going for second. Wow. Here he comes then. DRS on the back of Fernando Alonso. Here he comes. Verstappen down the inside. Alonso doesn't even defend it. And Verstappen up to second place in the Grand Prix at mid-race distance. This guy's inevitable. Remember when Thanos said, I am inevitable? Nah, he's not inevitable. They cut his head off, didn't they, in the second film after that? Verstappen's inevitable. Forget your big man Thanos. He wasn't inevitable. They pinned him down, chopped his head off. You have to pin Verstappen down, cut his head off to stop him, mate. He is inevitable, mate. He's inevitable. How are you going to stop him? How are you going to stop him? We need the Avengers and all them, man. Come and pin him down, mate. One grabs one arm, one grabs another, one grabs a leg, a foot. Spider web round him. Yeah. That's the only way you're stopping Max winning all 23 races this season, isn't it? Literally. Literally. Let's do it. Dougie, we need to pin this man down, mate. Remember when all the Avengers teamed up against Thanos and they all had a limb each, didn't they? One grabbed that arm, one grabbed that arm, one grabbed his neck, you know what I mean? We need to do that. Team up, Dougie, pin the bugger down, mate. Because he's inevitable. He's 5.5 seconds off the Perez in the lead. It's a Red Bull 1-2. We're on lap 26. Alonso would take a podium, innit? Alonso would take a podium, but... Hamilton, interestingly, closing up on Russell as well. Hamilton a second behind Russell. It's 2x2. It's like Noah's Ark, this. You've got the 2 Red Bulls, then Alonso, then 2 Mercs, 2 Ferraris, 2 Alpines, then a cheeky AlphaTauri, then 2 Haas, 2 Williams, Joe De Vries, and then 2 McLaren, Bottas. And that is the state of play. It's 2x2, Noah's Ark mode. Lap 26 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Koch is cutting up. Emotional damage. Thanos, Alonso racing well. What more can you ask for? A championship battle. A quick Ferrari. Mercedes to sort the shit out. Look at this. What's going on with Albon? Has Albon got an issue? Oh, Albon has got an issue, mate. That Williams has got a problem. Oh, Albon is in trouble. He's dropping down, being overtaken left, right, and centre. Yeah, Alexander Albon is. I think he's done for. I think Albon's done for. Where's he going to park up? Safety car for me, baby. Ooh. He's thinking, do I want a safety car? Do I want a safety car? Is he going to be a safety car? Is he just going to crawl all the way back to the pits? At like 40 mile an hour? Is that the game? Max's car is something else. Max is something else. You know what I mean? Let's be real, Anto. When you get a car driver combination like Verstappen Red Bull, that's when you line up 5 championships in a row until they change the rules. That's what happens. We've seen it with Vettel at Red Bull. We've seen it Hamilton at Mercedes. We are now in the Verstappen Red Bull era. How long it lasts? Probably at least until 2026, when the engines change a little bit. But yeah, Verstappen will probably win 90% of the races between now and the end of 2025, to be fair. It's an unfortunate reality, but tune in next week. Because you never know. With live sport, you never know. Hamilton all over the back of Russell for P4. Every now and again, though, you get a gem of a year, like 2021 was a gem. 2012, absolute gem. 2010, gem. I enjoyed 2009, actually, as well. But I don't remember, like, 2014, 15, 16. They were dead. 14, 15, 16. Didn't happen. 17, 18 was all right with Ferrari in the mix. And then 2021 was probably the best season I've ever seen. Russell holding up Hamilton here. Alex has crawled his way back to the pit lane. So there won't be another safety car for that. Lap 28 out of 50. And Alexander Albon looks like he's out of the race along with Lance Stroll. Yeah, he's crawling back. It's a shame for Alex. He got a point in Bahrain a couple of weeks ago. Started the season off so well. And the Williams looks pretty decent. Yeah, the The Williams is decent. It's certainly not the dog of the pack that it has been when Russell was there. The Williams is okay, you know. Russell Team Radio. Oh, so Russell thought that Alonso still had to serve his penalty, but he hasn't. Cut to Martin Whitmarsh in the Aston Martin garage. Martin Whitmarsh was at McLaren, wasn't he, when Lewis was there about 15 years ago. Not seen him since, until this season. Does Martin Whitmarsh just appear when you've got a quick car, or what? Oh, we're going to be quick. Bang, Martin Whitmarsh appears out of nowhere like a ghost. Where's he been for 15 years? Got to give Williams credit for the most inspired use of delivery for ad space with the Duracell up top. Yeah, but you know what? They had that last season, and no one noticed it last season. There's a picture from the Canadian Grand Prix last year, and they're exactly the same thing. No one noticed it, but because they launched it with the car this season, everyone's like, "Oh, look at that! It looks like a battery. Looks like a battery." And then there must have been some people behind the scenes at Williams going, "We've had that on the car for 9 months, guys. Chill." And some smart asses like me, like, "Yeah, they've had that on the car for 9 months, guys." But it is good. It is good, though. It is good. It is good. You know, I rate it, man. I do rate it. It's nothing new. Look at this. Hulkenberg versus Sargent into turn 3. Now we'll see Perez swap with Verstappen. Oh, God. Don't tell me that, Carl. Don't tell me that. Nah, 5.2 the gap. Perez has got this covered at the minute. Perez has got this covered at the minute, but Sargent's doing well, mate. Up in 13th. I mean, he did just get overtaken, but Sargent's not doing bad. Look at McLaren 16th and 17th. James Vowles, the Williams team principal. Fresh from Mercedes. I hope we don't see Perez and Verstappen swap. I'm keeping an eye on the gap. Sorry, the camera wobbling a bit every time I move. The camera's like, whoa, chill out, bro. But yeah, 5.1 seconds is the gap between Perez and Verstappen out front. Alonso P3. Then you've got Russell. Hamilton now 1.7 seconds behind Russell for P4. He was right behind him within DRS range a few laps ago. So Hamilton's dropped back. I hope that's not the medium tyres already going off for Lewis. Then you've got the two Ferraris, 6th and 7th, Sainz and Leclerc. Not a good day for Ferrari, this. 6th and 7th. Alpine 8th and 9th. Would they take that? Would they have taken that on Thursday? Maybe. P8, P9. And then we've got Yuki Tsunoda still up there in P10. Then the two Haas of Magnussen Hulkenberg, 11th and 12th. They're doing a decent job. Logan Sargent, 13th. Zhou Guanyu, 14th. De Vries and Norris, 15th and 16th. And that's the battle we're watching right now. On screen is Lando Norris closing up to the back of De Vries for 15th position. Pick up a penguin, position. McLaren. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board for McLaren. This is just borderline embarrassing. It's like 2014 settings, 2015. Embarrassing settings. 5 seconds. Wow, the Red Bulls. The Red Bull are in a different league, mate. That's the problem we've got this season. We haven't got top teams, a midfield, and the back of the grid. We've literally just got Red Bull in one category and everybody else in another category. And there are seasons like that. 2016, 2014, 2016 were like that with Mercedes. It was Mercedes in category 1 and then everybody else in category 2. And that is unfortunately how it's looking for 2023. So in a season like this, you're going to get double figures worth of Red Bull 1-2s. We could end up with something like 15, 16 Red Bull 1-2s by the end of the season. And it just is what it is. But Ferrari ain't challenging them this season. Ferrari were really close to Red Bull last year. Nowhere near this year. Ferrari have dropped off. Mercedes have dropped off from even where they were last year. I think they're further behind. And Aston Martin have made a huge leap forward from 6th, 7th quickest car to the 2nd quickest car. And that is the biggest entertainment that we'll have this season. The audio's out of sync with the picture here with Logan Sargent. It's got to be. Yeah, the audio's out of sync. Definitely. That's weird. I hate when the audio's out of sync like that. It's just like, that was awful. He's like breaking into turn 1 and the audio's like, dun, 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 and he's like hard on the brakes. No. Oh, Verstappen's slowly starting to close in now. 4.8 is the gap between Perez and Verstappen out front. They're gapping Alonso at a second a lap. Alonso 10 seconds behind in P3 now. Rumours swirling that Mercedes are going to bring up some outrageous upgrades for Silverstone. That's a long way off, I know. I think they will. I think they will bring a B-spec car to Silverstone. Yeah, they were talking about that, weren't they? What's it called? Sam Collins. I rate him. I think my favourite pundits are Ted Kravitz and Sam Collins. I think it's a more like the techie, nerdy side of it. That's the theme. But yeah, he was saying, Sam Collins was saying that the rumour is, yeah, Mercedes are going to bring a B-spec car to Silverstone, and I think they will. I think they'll be working like ferrets behind the scene now. You know, back at the factory, it'll be W14B at the factory. They'll be fully working on a plan B, definitely. But yeah, like you say, it's a long way off. What's Silverstone like? Round 11? Round 12? Something like that? By then, obviously, the championship's long gone. And it's basically, they'll already be looking at 2024. But they've got to change the concept. They can't stick with this any longer. Like, it's not like they're awful, but they're never going to win championships with this aero concept, are they? And if you're Mercedes, with the biggest budget in the world, you winning championships is what it's all about. So, yeah, they'll have a B-spec car in Silverstone, I reckon. Yeah, but be way too late, won't it? Be way too late. They need a B-spec car now, but that's not realistic. They shouldn't have stuck with the concept. They should have abandoned this idea halfway through last season. They should have gone, yeah, you know what? This ain't it. Let's change now and save ourselves the embarrassment of chasing this. That was extremely close between Magnussen and Tsunoda. And this is for a point as well. This is why Magnussen's are gone super aggressive, because this is for a point. We've got 15 laps to go. We're on lap 35 out of 50. The gap at the front, gap at the front is 4.5 seconds. Verstappen's closing in. Will he make it in time? Oh. Well, Hulkenberg did brush the wall in the entry into it. Oh wow, he did. He knocked the wall on the entry into turn 1. Wow, you don't often see that happen. In that same vein, when did the consequences of the restrictions on Red Bull's wind tunnel actually kick in? I know. I was hoping that would take effect this season. Like I did before the season started, a couple of weeks before the season started, I did like a predictions, and within the predictions I did like main talking points of the year, and one of them was that Red Bull will struggle with this lack of wind tunnel time. I thought it'd have a big effect on them. I thought, oh, it's going to be close because Red Bull don't have this. Mate, it's made no difference. It's not been a punishment, has it? This lack of wind tunnel time. I was there giving it, oh, it's a massive detriment to the aerodynamic development. Wind tunnel time is crucial. Yeah, it's crucial, but they've still developed an absolute phenomenal car despite the less wind tunnel time. So maybe, like you say, maybe in the second half of the season, as other teams can use that wind tunnel time more, and Red Bull are not allowed to do that. Maybe in the second half of the season, other teams will close in a little bit, as the Red Bull pace might be a little bit static. But with this pace, Red Bull don't even need any more wind tunnel time. I think Red Bull will cruise to the championship even if they didn't put any more upgrades on this car. If they just ran this car for the entire season without upgrading it at all, they'd probably still cruise to the championship by 300 points. That's the advantage they've got. It's crazy. It's crazy. Maybe for 2024 it'll take effect. Yeah, join me in March 2024 when we might get some competition. No, I hope Ferrari can sort it out. Mercedes can change concept, and second half of the season might be very interesting actually. But as we stand right now, Alonso's the nearest challenger, as it was last week, a couple of weeks ago in Bahrain. Alonso again in Saudi Arabia is the nearest challenger to Red Bull. Crazy. .6, 4.5 seconds. So Perez is keeping him. Verstappen complaining of the car feeling a bit suspect. Both Red Bulls cut in the corner there. Gap's 5.2. So Verstappen's lost 8 tenths. We need to keep track of this. 5.3, it was 4.5. Verstappen's easing up. Verstappen's just trying to get to the checkered flag then, with 12 laps to go. Zhou Guanyu's going to try and go around the outside of Logan Sargent and makes it work. Zhou Guanyu up to P13, then Sargent drops to 14th. Other teams looking at the catering budget and salvating, yeah. Oh my God. Verstappen with mechanical issues here. Verstappen with issues. This is not looking too good. Jos Verstappen, his father, looks on. What's the gap? We need to see the gap. 5.2 is the gap between Perez and Verstappen. It was 4.5, so Verstappen's lost 7/10. Okay, we're on board with Verstappen now. Lap 39 out of 50. Can he get another 11 laps in and finish P2? This has just got a whole lot more tense for Max Verstappen. 4.8, 4.7. He's closing the gap again. He's all right. He's closing the gap. Yeah, so he's just made up half a second on Perez. He's doing all right. I told you, Perez has to win this, and he's looking like he will win this. 10.5 laps to go of the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's Perez by 4.6 seconds to Verstappen. Alonso third. Then the two Mercedes of Russell and Hamilton dropping back now from Russell. Then the two Ferraris, only 6th and 7th. The two Alpines then, 8th and 9th. Four and a half seconds is the gap then with 10 laps to go. Tsunoda currently in a points paying position in P10. And then we've got the two Haas, Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, Nick De Vries, McLaren 16th and 17th. Another mess of a weekend from them. Bottas last in 18th. We're looking at the battle for the final point between Magnussen and Tsunoda. And Magnussen has a look at it into the final corner. But now he's going to have to tee him up. And this is important. This is for a point. Oh, Perez complaining about brakes. Perez complaining about brakes. Gap 4.4. Here comes Magnussen side by side with Tsunoda for the final point. Tsunoda hangs on for now. Tsunoda holds on to that P10 for now, but Magnussen is breathing down his neck. And when Kevin Magnussen gets his elbows out, nobody's lived to tell the tale. Kevin, he's an aggressive racer. I love him for it. But he can cause a few incidents, can Kevin, over the years. Cut to the battle for 14th. Between Sargent, De Vries, Norris and Piastri. So Perez gets the all clear. Gap still 4.5 seconds between the top two. De Vries is going to get the DRS on Logan Sargent here. Is he going to get the move done into turn one? Start a lap 41 out of 50. Here comes De Vries then. Is he going to try it down the inside? Doesn't. And Sargent holds on to 14th for now. But those four cars, nose to tail, Sargent, De Vries, Norris, Piastri. Falling down to 9. What the hell? That's been a chaotic game, then. United 2-1 up. Decent. Been a scrappy game if the Fulham are down to 9. Wow. They've lost their heads, haven't they, Ryan, there? Gap at the front, 4.2. Verstappen closing in. This was my predicted podium, actually. Perez, Verstappen, Alonso. So, is that a win? It's not the best scenario ever, but I did say Perez, Verstappen, Alonso. With 8 laps to go, he's looking likely. Yeah, they're just in a DRS train. Zach Brown looks on 16th and 17th for McLaren. It's a McLaren tragedy. Fulham boss Marco Silva sent off. Whoa, Sargent full send on De Vries. Or the other way around, sorry. De Vries full send on Sargent into the final corner. Oh, and here comes Lando Norris. I tell you what, Norris won't be happy with this. Norris was not happy with this running round. He had to do about 5 or 6 pit stops last time out in Bahrain. He's now running around battling for 15th in this one. Nah. I reckon Norris will leave. Yeah, he is feeling suspicious. Yeah. Seven laps to go. Mick Hakkinen looking on from the McLaren pit garage. It's not a good time for McLaren, this. This is just grim. As Norris goes bouncing over that curb with its raised section in the middle, it's just going to do damage to the floor. Sounds like it's kicking off at Old Trafford then. Meanwhile, Norris versus Sargent for 15th. Yeah, this is it. This is Martin's just summed it up. Cracking battle, but it's for 15th. Perez Team Radio. Right. Perez being told he's free to push. He's free to drive as quick as he wants. There's no target lap time anymore. To be honest, I don't know how Norris has stayed at McLaren so long. Waste of talent. It is. It's becoming. Up to now, it's not. But if Norris doesn't leave at the end of this season, it is becoming a waste of talent. Yeah. I think Norris has to leave at the end of this season and either go to Red Bull or Ferrari. Or if Hamilton pulls a madness, go to Mercedes. But Norris has to leave. You know, surely Red Bull would rather have Norris in the car than Perez, even though Perez is 6 laps away from winning the Grand Prix. But would Ferrari rather have Norris than Sainz? Probably. If Lewis does a madness and moves, would Mercedes take Norris? Probably. Norris, Russell. Yeah, Norris has got to leave, man. It's becoming a waste of talent. It is. Not yet, because he has to give McLaren a chance. You know, this is his 4th season. He's given him enough years. That's it. No more. If I'm Lando Norris, I'm thinking, nah, this is it. GG's. I'm not doing another year like this. I'd swim it out for this year, and then, but I'd be talking to other teams now. After this race, I'd be on the phone, innit? I'd be like, what are you saying about Sainz? You know, I'd be phoning up Mercedes. Is Lewis thinking of retiring? Is Lewis thinking of going to Ferrari? Because give me a ring, boys. Yeah, Ferrari's probably a better opportunity. Yeah. Yeah, and then what? Sainz the other way? Sainz back to McLaren? Or Sainz? Well, God only knows, innit? I mean, if you're Aston Martin, do you start looking at... I mean, I know Lance Stroll's part of the... You start thinking, hang on a minute. We need a driver that can win races. Is Lance Stroll going to win races? Oh, this is for the point. This is the battle should be watching. The battle for P10 between Tsunoda and Magnussen. This is the battle we should be watching. Tsunoda v Magnussen for P10. The gap at the front's now out to 5.5 seconds. Perez has got this covered. As the McLarens go side by side into turn 1, Norris versus Piastri for 16th. With 5 laps to go, Norris has to defend into turn 4. Oh. Steady on, guys. In a completely hypothetical, never going to happen world, will Papa Stroll boot his own son out for Lewis Hamilton? Could you imagine that? Lewis goes to Aston. Do you know what? I've never thought of that. I've not thought of that. That has not crossed my mind. But you know what? Yeah. I rate that. Alonso Hamilton, the two old boys, rocking it at Aston Martin in the latter end of the career. Battling for the championship, trying to beat Max in the Red Bull. Hey, yo, I rate that, you know, Rhino. I rate that. Oh, here comes Magnussen again. Magnussen's gone for it. Oh, they're both locking up. Oh, what a race. What a battle for the final point in Saudi Arabia. Magnussen ahead of Tsunoda then. So Magnussen up into P10, but what a battle this has been. Kevin Magnussen take a bow. What a fight. Even us would be an improvement for poor Lando. It would. It would. Lando could literally go to any other team and do it and be better off. Lando could go to Williams and finish higher than he is right now. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how bad it is, bro. The Haas is actually decent. Yet Perez, as it stands, takes the championship lead into Australia. If Lando moved to Aston, yeah, Norris to Aston Martin with Alonso. That's a good lineup, isn't it? Alonso, Norris. But then what are they doing with Stroll? What would they do with Stroll, man? Because his dad's a boss, mate. You can't just bin him out of Formula One. You'd have to set him up with a seat somewhere else. I don't know, man. I don't know. Would they ever sack Stroll? Stroll does all right, man. Stroll's okay, but he's not championship material, is he? And if Aston have got championship fighting hopes, they might have to look outside the box. Alonso's not getting any younger either, is he? But he's doing fantastic right now. He's looking at 2 podiums in a row, is Fernando Alonso. It's going to be, like I said before the race started, it's going to be the same podium as last week, but the Red Bull drivers are swapped. So it's still going to be a Red Bull 1-2, but a Perez victory this time. Lap 48 of 50. Ferrari are way off it, aren't they? Mercedes have beat Ferrari here today as well. That's another thing we've not really focused on. Mercedes have beat Ferrari here. Ferrari are in the bin. 6th and 7th. Not great, that is it, really. Yes, Farhan, welcome in, mate. You've made it just in time for the end. Like 48 out of 50. Welcome in, mate. If Lando, yeah, you'd be an Aston fan. I mean, I don't think Alonso and Norris hay fever have a very good chemistry. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they get on or they don't. Oh, here comes Piastri on Norris. And Piastri passes Norris and up to P16. With 2 laps to go, the referee is showing a minimum of 7 minutes of added time. What, in this Grand Prix? Is there 7 minutes of added time after lap 50, is there? That's another 3 laps, that, Ryan. F1 channel this, Ryan. It's not a football channel, mate. Just to remind you, I couldn't give a damn if they give 40 minutes of extra time at Old Trafford. I couldn't give a damn about football when the racing's on, mate. Oh, mate, Perez has got this covered. 7 seconds. Oh, right. Two different screens. You're on a multi-screen one, are you, Ryan? Bottas is out there collecting a check loving live. I know, last. Yeah, F1 added stoppage time. Oh, mate. Yeah, we peak. Ruia. Answer on a postcard if you know who he is. I certainly don't. They're getting celebrities to wave the checkered flag, which is a weird novelty that's taken over recently. Celebrities waving the checkered flag is... Hey, Russell, I'm going to copyright you. Russell says he's pushing like a madman. He's not the motorsport. Well, he is a motorsport madman because he's driving round here at 200 mile an hour and I'm sat in my bedroom. So which one's the madman? Probably him. But yeah, mate. Oh, Verstappen going for fastest lap. Imagine he bins it now on the final lap. Fastest sector 1, Max Verstappen. Are they going to be joined? Oh no, Verstappen. If Verstappen gets fastest lap, he'll take the championship lead into Australia by a point. Yeah. NASCAR's overtime. Oh, yeah, it does, yeah. What do they call it? Red, white, checkered or something. What are they saying about Alonso might have another serve? Because they didn't serve it correctly. That's the suspicion. But Perez wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Sergio Perez had to win today. Does win today. Verstappen takes the fastest lap in P2 and gets the championship lead. Well, retains the championship lead and still, says Verstappen. And Alonso comes home in 3rd. So it's back-to-back podiums for Fernando Alonso. Russell P4. Hamilton P5. Carlos Sainz P6. Charles Leclerc P7. Esteban Ocon P8. Pierre Gasly P9. And Kevin Magnussen P10. And we're still fighting here for 16th place, Sargent v Norris. But it's Sergio Perez's day under the lights in Saudi Arabia. There's a point between the top two in the Drivers' Championship between Perez and Verstappen. Verstappen taking that 1 point championship lead into Australia with getting that fastest lap. Alonso, back-to-back podiums and 3rd in the championship. The race was okay, wasn't it? It wasn't a classic, was it? Woo! Sargent beats Norris at the line. 15th and 17th for McLaren. Not a good day. Red Bull 1-2 again, but this time it's Perez from Verstappen. Alonso third, Russell Hamilton, Sainz Leclerc, Ocon Gasly, and Magnussen gets the final point in P10. He had an epic fight with Tsunoda for that final point. Eventually gets it. Hulkenberg 12th, Zhou 13th, De Vries 14th, Piastri 15th, Sargent 16th, Norris 17th, Bottas 18th, and last, Albon and Norris didn't finish. And that is the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for 2023. In 2 weeks' time, Australia, round 3. Join me for that. I don't know if I'll be able to do the practice sessions. I don't even know if I want to do the practice sessions because it'll be like 2, 3 a.m. and I probably have work that day. So, but I'll be live for qualifying and the race in Australia. Join me for that in a couple of weeks. So I'll give my driver of the day and rate the race out of 10. I think you've got to give driver of the day to Verstappen, which they have done officially as well. I think I'll give Verstappen driver of the day. I'll rate the race. It's a 4 out of 10 race, isn't it? It's not a great. I mean, and all 4 of those points were the first lap. It's not been it's a 4 or 5 out of 10 race, that, unfortunately. And the thing is, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia were both 8 out of 10 races last season. They were like the highlights of the season. I think the best 3 races last season was Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Brazil at the end. This season, I give Bahrain a 6. I give this a 5. I'll give it a 5. And all 5 of those points was Alonso leading into turn 1, mate. But yeah, Perez wins. He needed to win today. He had to. He's under massive pressure to win today. But yeah, I give driver of the day to Verstappen as well. I gave driver of the day to Alonso in Bahrain. Driver of the day to Verstappen in Saudi. Yeah, good start to the season, definitely. Forgettable 4, yeah. Saved only by Alonso leading for a bit, definitely. What's the temp? I don't know, mid-20s. You've got to remember, they're at night, so it's not like red hot. It's not like 40 degrees or something nuts. Because they run the race at night, so I don't know, mid-20s. Better than the UK anyway, Farhan. Warmer than Bolton anyway. DRS all the way. The DRS was too powerful here, actually. It wasn't. It was DRS too much all the way. They need to review this DRS scenario. If it's too powerful, it's getting to the point where they're using it tactically. They're even holding back not to overtake to the final corner just so they get DRS down the main straight. Like, it's becoming a bit silly, to be honest. It's too powerful, DRS. It needs the length of time that you can use it needs massively reduced. You need to take a third off the DRS zone. They need to take a third off it. They need just the second half of the straight with DRS, or just the first half of the straight with DRS. When you put the entire straight DRS, it's too easy. The driver's just sailing through halfway down the straight like candy from a baby. You don't want that. It's too powerful today. It killed the overtakes because it was just. I'm glad Perez has won, though. Oh yeah, a 4. I think you're right. A forgettable 4, wasn't it? I gave Bahrain a 6. It'd be a 10 out of 10 in Australia, won't it? Of course it will. It was mint at the start. Definitely the first 3 laps were the best. Definitely. The first 3 laps were worth watching back. Yeah, it's a positive, Rob. Alonso podium. Yeah, man. Alonso podium. That is the highlight of it, really. Yeah, back-to-back podiums for Alonso. 100 podiums as well, like SHC was saying. Yeah, 100 podiums for Alonso. And, yeah. Well, that's about it, guys. Please do drop me a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the stream. I'll be back again, like I say, in about 11, 12 days' time for the Australian Grand Prix, live from Albert Park in Melbourne. Well, Melbourne. I shouldn't say Melbourne. God, that's incorrect. Live from Albert Park in Melbourne in about 10, 11 days. Join me for that. And vamos Alonso. Can he put on a championship challenge in 2023? Hope so. Perez wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix from Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso third. See you next time. See you next time, guys. Appreciate all the views. And big ups to Developer. Big ups to Lawrence from Shell for swapping the shifts and allowing me to watch this and do this stream. And big ups to everyone who watched as well. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.